Hey everybody, Daniel O'Connor here from Warbit Reuse Network. Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate your time. We're going to run through the new Warbit system. This is for anybody who uses Warbit in a day-to-day or even week-to-week or maybe even month-to-month activities across your organization. So I really appreciate your time. Shouldn't take very long. We are going to be my colleague Becky and Amy are here as well. So as we go through this, if you've got any questions, either stick them in the chat. Well, stick them in the chat and we'll respond at the end. Should take about 30 minutes. I'm going to show you how to add an item, claim an item, add items to your wish list, and a few other new things. Timelines. The existing Warbit system will close on Thursday evening, and when you come back to work on Monday, we'll have a new system. Okay, and we're going to migrate all of your data records over to the new system over the weekend, and you'll be using a new Warbit hopefully Monday next week. We are 99% sure that will go to plan over the weekend. We've done a couple of test migrations already. If in the unlikely event that it doesn't, that something goes wrong, well, that something goes wrong on the weekend, then we may be down Monday and Tuesday, but we're not expecting that. Okay, so everything will stay the same. Like your logins will all stay the same. So your login is normal, and you'll just see a new service. Okay. This will be, I'm on my demo account, right? But your landing page will look something like this. Same links as you would normally use. You will now have an internal inbox for non-critical messages. Okay, so this is about reducing email fatigue. So anything that's not critical, you'll have an internal message for that. And actually, you're going to be able to control the notification settings. So for example, on the different types of notifications that we send, you can actually choose how you want to receive those messages. Okay, whether it's an email or whether it's within your internal inbox or whether it's a daily email digest of messages. So you can actually control that now. Okay. So let's get straight into it. Let me show you how to add an item. Okay, so to add an item, it's list supply item. First thing you might notice is on my demo account, I have got loans available. So you may or may not have that on your settings. That is for loaning items out rather than just giving them away. So just ignore that because that might not be applicable to your organization. You can also add items offline, so you don't necessarily have to have a connection. This is useful for people who are maybe working in warehouses or on a site with no connection. You'll also know that, well, you'll also notice if you access this on your phone, if you access this link on your phone, this will look like an app, so it'll work on your phone. So instead of having to search for an item, instead of having to search for a file to show a photo, you click this and it'll go straight through to your phone camera. Okay. So let me show you how we add an item now. So let's add a stool, for example. Let's add some stools. So the system will now search our records that we have for stools, and it'll pull out details automatically. So now you don't necessarily have to fill in the details of an item. So that's just worked automatically from the photo. So that's going to make actually adding items much quicker for you. Okay. So we can apply the details from the photo, automatically updates, and you can obviously you can edit this and add whatever you want to the description. You'll see it's pulled out the condition as well, good condition, location, available from, advertise until. So that's similar to what you used to. Just ignore this. This is just for the demo account. And then it also guesses the weight and the possible replacement cost. That's just an advanced detail thing to work out the metrics. And then that asset is published. So from this page, you'll notice each item now has a has a unique reference. You can also print an asset label if you need to, with a QR code and a barcode. Let's view that item. How does that look in the marketplace? So all those details have been pulled. Okay. And a new feature is that you can actually have a conversation around the asset on the asset record. Yeah, so there's a detailed question and answer underneath each record now. That's just to save on emails. So let's have a look how that looks in the marketplace. So to search an item, you go to browse, supply listings, okay. Oh, that was the same one. Yeah, it was. So the marketplace just looks a bit fresher, a bit cleaner. There's quite a few more filters on the marketplace as well. So there's different, more advanced filters. Yeah. So that's the marketplace. Let me just look into a couple of these. So just to show you how things look. Yeah, so it looks a bit fresher, a bit neater. This is in our second demo account. So this is an external organization for the purposes of today. To claim an item, click claim. So similar process to before, just looks a bit fresher and quicker and easier to navigate. Let me show you how to add a wanted as well. So this is the old wish list function. So to post an item that you're looking for, you might go, okay, stool again. So I want some stools, right? How many do I want? I want 10. I won't bother putting a photo up. I'll just publish my wanted listing. Oops. And then that's the same process really as you were used to before, adding items to your wish list. Okay. So that's how to add an item. Yeah. But now it's photo led. And then we'll pull most of the details from the photo. You can then edit them details. Then it goes live. It then appears in the marketplace. You can see in this marketplace, actually, look, we've got some assets in our demo account that are available to loan as well. And then assets available to claim. You can view all in one list. And a nice new feature we've got as well is you can now search. Well, you can now view the marketplace as a marketplace or as a list, or you can also view it on a map. So this now drills down to building level assets. So you can see, exactly where your assets are. And so that will be useful for different sites, different sites, different buildings. So your message center, there's 2 levels here. So these are the different claims I've made. Okay, and we can now a new feature is that, you know, we can now communicate on each asset like a chat thread. That's new. And then you've got all these assets that you've claimed, and you can communicate on those. And that is about it for the function of the general standard user. We've got loans here, but I won't go into that because that's a kind of it's another feature that might not be enabled. So just to summarize, drop any questions in the chat, and I'll go through them now. But just to summarize, I've shown you how to post a supply item. So you're supplying the marketplace with a new asset. I've shown you how to add a wish list, post wanted, that's now called. I've shown you the marketplace, browse supply listings, and I've shown you the message center as well. One thing worth noting as well now is you now have a record of your trades in your listings, but also the impact of those trades. So this is within my demo account, and it'll show you now the items you've shared and reused, how much you've saved your organization in procurement and waste avoided metrics, as well as carbon and waste. And then it's got a timeline of your activities as well. So I'm going to jump over to the chat and see if there's any questions. Where does it draw the location from for the listing? Emily is asking, where did it draw the location from for the listing? That is drawn from automatically from the user, but the user can update it as well. So if the item is in a warehouse somewhere, that if the item's in a warehouse elsewhere, then they can edit the record. Preview session has been recorded. I will redistribute it after this. Joanna is asking, could we recording? Yes, the recording will be shared. Is there still 2 sides of Warpit where you have the user and the admin login? Yes, I will just quickly show you that one. So this won't apply to everybody, okay? But if you're an organization admin, you will have this feature here, and this will take you into the company admin area. Okay. Okay, Lawrence. Neil, during upgrade window this weekend, what will be displayed on the web page for any users to access? Yes, we'll have a message for everybody to tell them what's going on. Stephen, is there a user guide within the platform? Yes, there'll be a user guide when you log in, and it will lead you through each of those key activities. Does it show your savings from Susan? Does it show your savings from when you first registered, or can you apply dates? So we will migrate all of your savings that you have already over to the new system. So you won't lose any savings. You won't lose any records. You won't lose anything that's happened on the platform, and will be transferred over. Would anybody like me to go through anything again? I realize that was fairly quick. The question. Oh, Susan, can you reduce savings to yearly dates? Is this within, are you asking for, this is an admin ability, right? So within reports, you can filter by date. Is that what you mean? So you can customize the date range for the reports. And you'll be able to do this on all of these tabs as well. There'll be a custom date range here as well. So you can do the custom date range on transactions, users, items. Carol, do you need to keep your login up to date? You use the same login as you're using already. And if you've forgotten your password, do a password reset as you would normally. This is for standard user, yeah, like a normal user. Can you still add items if you don't have? Can you still add? Yes, you can still add items if you don't have a photo. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Louise. Good question. I haven't done this. I know Becky has. I've not actually done this process. But yes, you can. No, Becky's tested that process. Where do I find the link to the recording? If someone has missed this session, I will send it out. Lawrence, we have an admin email that's connected to our personal email in Outlook. Lawrence, we'll pick this up. We'll pick this up with you, okay? If you're adding items on behalf of someone, can you update the list to direct questions direct to them if that's what is requested? Yes, I think you can assign the item to the person, or at least you will be able to. I'd like to ask about the password requirements for the new Warbit. The previous password requirement was quite stressful. I think it makes Warbit pretty difficult. Can this be worked on, please? Such an amazing platform, should be user-friendly. Yes. Could you drop me an email and just tell me how that was problematic? The password reset. Let me know how that was. I would hope that it's pretty user-friendly now. Anybody like to see any part of the system that I went through too quickly? Let me know. Any processes that you want me to do slowly? Let me know. Got a couple more questions. Bear with 2 secs. Where does it draw the location from? Can you use items from home working? Kellen is asking, can you use items for home working? So this is an organization specific question. This would be something to ask your administrator. And that wouldn't have changed because of this new system. You'll probably still have the same policy, but you'd need to ask your admin, Kellen. Lawrence, could you go through add an item again? And Louise wants to add an item without a photo. I think 2FA can be a pain as email always disappears somewhere. Yeah, well, two-factor authentication. We can't really. That's for admins, and it's a security requirement. We'll look at making that easier, but you know, two-factor authentication is kind of like a fact of life now. How do you bulk upload via CSV file? Thank you very much. Great question. Right, I've got 2 things to do now. Any more questions, put them in, but to add from a CSV file, it is you come to listings, you go to bulk add, you then upload a CSV with the following columns: title, quantity, postcode, description, location, condition, and then upload it to the system. So it's very similar to previous. There should be a button here to actually download a template. It's not there, so I'll get that sorted out. But so there'll be a button there, download template. We'll get that one sorted. And now to add an item without, I'll add an item without a photo first. So you just skip straight to and there we go. So very similar. Well, actually, it's exactly the same as previous, where you can come here and it'll find the category for you. Okay, Louise. And to show you how to add an item again with photo lead. By the way, you can, as an administrator, you can turn off this photo lead as well if you want. Let's do something else, a chair. So it's pulling all the details from the photo, populate your record, check the quantity, check the condition, category looks great, location, available from, advertise until, click to agree to whatever statement your organization wants you to make, and then publish the listing. And I'm coming back to the questions again. Ken, I may have missed this, but how can a new user create a login or an account? Yes, so you would go to your Warped homepage, okay, as normal. Let me just show you that. I've got to jump out of this for a second. So you'll have your own Warped, homepage, right? Which will be the normal, which will be your usual link won't change. Okay, I've got to log out so I can show you this properly. So your staff will be sent the usual domain, not this one. Like it's usually Warped / whatever the organization is called, and they click register. Okay. And the click register, fill in a form, that then goes to the admin, local lead on Warped to approve, and then they get access to the account, to their account. Okay, Ken? Any more questions? Any observations? Any worries? Everyone okay with that timeline? We go down Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Me, Becky, Amy, and Si are making sure everything works. Monday morning, 99% chance that it'll be up. Slight chance, 1% that will still be down Monday and Tuesday. But for all intents and purposes, we'll be back on Monday. Becky's answering a question in the chat box. All of your members from version 1 will be transferred to version 2. Lawrence, last question. Let me have it. Oh, but you've already. Oh, yeah. Well, you've already asked it. Yeah, no problem. So, any more questions? Hopefully, that's going to make your life easier. You know, I must apologize. What started 15 years ago, and we just kept building on top of building on top, building on top of the existing system, and that obviously made it slow, complicated, clunky. As we've redesigned it, we've just basically rebuilt the whole thing, and the focus has been simplicity. You know, trying to keep things simple. Because if we keep things simple, more people participate. When more people participate, we get higher levels of reuse. So that's what we've gone with. You know, in the first, to confirm, Susan, yes, your link won't change. There'll be no changing of any links. So anything that you're linking to on your intranet site, messages, email signatures, that sort of thing, that'll take you straight to the appropriate page on the new version. And I was going to say, you know, we'll for the first couple of weeks, we'll have a little like feedback box, where if there's anything that goes wrong, you know, you can quickly feedback to us and we'll get the message straight away and go and fix it. But you know, we're expecting it to be stable Monday morning. Fingers crossed. No, 99% chance it'll be okay over the weekend. Would anyone like me to repeat anything? Because the normal users of Whopper, right? They're adding things, they're claiming things, and they're adding things to their wish list, usually. So anything beyond that, let me know. Or if you want me to repeat anything, let me know if you've come in late. So it seems like there's no more questions. So I'll stay here if anybody wants to say anything more, and I can help there. But if you want to get off, then please do if you've seen enough. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. We'll be doing another one of these sessions next week as well. I will redistribute the recording to all the attendees today. I'll send that over to you, Susan. Thank you, Stephen. I also hope it goes smoothly. Look forward to seeing you all next week with your new items. Thanks, Lawrence. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Adi. Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Liz. Thanks, Stephen. Any more questions? Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Becky, for doing all the chat responses there. Appreciate that. Any more questions? Any more questions? I'll stay on the line just in case anybody wants any more questions. Okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye.